Hello, everybody. I hope you're well. I hope that you survived the Thanksgiving weekend, whether it was with family or on your own. I spent my weekend packing up my mom's apartment. She moved to an adult family home last week, and so I have some thoughts today about aging parents. And these thoughts are not just if you are the aging parent, but also if you are the child of the aging parent. So hopefully a little bit of advice for everybody. So the first question to keep in mind is if there's a POA. Power of attorney is really important. If something happens and you can't make decisions for yourself, there needs to be somebody who can make those decisions, who can pay your bills for you, those sorts of things. And so not only does there need to be a power of attorney, it also needs to be executed correctly. The first time that I went to invoke my mom's power of attorney, she had printed it out of something somewhere, and where it said notary, she had noted not required in the state of Washington. It may be true that you could just have witnesses instead of a notary, but she had done neither, and so that power of attorney was not valid. And I had to scrounge to try to make sure that things were taken care of without that power during that time. And thankfully she got better and she was able to sign a good one after that. But definitely make sure that not only do you have a power of attorney, the person who you're appointing knows that that exists and where to find it, and that it's properly notarized. The next thing that I would say is make sure that your passwords are accessible in some way, as well as contact information for your advisors, for your tax advisor, your insurance agent, your attorney, your financial advisor. Make sure that that person who will be your power of attorney knows who these people are or can find the contact information easily enough. And on the passwords being accessible, I know that the older generation, those that are the aging parents now, a lot of them have them in a password book, a physical book. I know my mom did. But those of us that are a little more tech savvy, if you're using something like LastPass, they generally have a recovery emergency contact sort of a mechanism where you can appoint someone who will be able to retrieve your passwords if something happens to you. So keep that in mind. Definitely important. It's way easier to be able to manage things for you if your power of attorney can get into the accounts. I'm still trying to get a couple of them. Our beneficiaries up to date. This is a little different than the last two in that this is really looking at what will happen when something happens to you, but also it will make the lives easier of those around you if the beneficiaries on your bank accounts, on your investment accounts, on your life insurance, if they are all up to date, it'll make everybody's lives easier. Definitely important. If Medicaid may be in your future, if you are headed toward an adult family home situation, assisted living, and perhaps will run out of money, keep in mind that you will need copies of all bank statements for 5 years. So it's a good habit to get into to save those off as you're going so you don't have to go get them later. Proof of major transactions as well. So if you're writing checks, keeping copies of the checks. Medicaid will look back 5 years to see where the money went. So if you have major transactions, sale of real estate, anything like that, and gifts, if you're writing a check to your child for $18,000, the federal gifting maximum, that's okay for the IRS. It's not okay for Medicaid. So copies of those transactions are important. If you have extra cash, consider a prepaid burial plan. Your whole life insurance policies would have to be surrendered for Medicaid, but a prepaid burial plan does not. So it's a nice thing to do for your heirs. This one is near and dear to my heart today after spending 3 days going through a lot of stuff. Consider decluttering. And I don't just mean the physical stuff. I do mean the physical stuff. There were things that I found that should never have made it through the last two moves that I finally had to get rid of. Definitely consider physically decluttering. If you're downsizing from a home down to an apartment, there are services to help with that. My mom used one that took title of the house. They fixed up the house. They helped her remove things that needed to be donated or things that needed to be thrown away, and really helped her downsize. It was a huge blessing to all of us. But also declutter financially. Look through your bank statements, your credit cards. If there are transactions that are recurring and you don't know what they are, or you're not getting any benefit from them, please cancel them and save someone in the future time and energy to try to get those canceled, and save yourself some money at the same time. Are there any questions? Is there anything that I missed? I know this one's a little different from the tax-related advice that I try to stick to, but definitely important. And again, whether you are the aging parent or you are the kid of the aging parent, just hugs to all of you today. I hope you have a wonderful week. Let me know if you have suggestions for future videos. Consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you next week. Bye.